problems of people, and you're in a leader position, you have a responsibility to deal with real world politics, not with emotions.
What you've been calling taxes is really rent, but tax makes you feel better. And you can feel those that your gods have blessed you. No, serious, because you got to allow them their dignity so they don't rebel. I'm serious. Because, you know, it's sort of like everybody and their dog knows that the white God image is the Negro God. But the Negro has to maintain his dignity, not to admit it. And you can't put things in front of him that makes him see that. Because they love Jesus. They love Allah and Muhammad and Moses. Phonies. But the rest of the civilized world knows better, so they let you play your little game, put you in them nigger lines, and tax you out of your property. You can't pass nothing down to the rest of your family because the state comes and gets it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what is tax for in any society? What is tax? Tax is a fee by proportion, apportionment, that's by agreement of constitutional principles and limitations given by the people's agreement for the support socially of their society, proportionally. They cannot tax your property lawfully. They can only tax services to your property. But if you don't know that Smith, Jones, and Johnson, being Asiatic, claiming European name, makes you agree that your property, you don't own it from day one. It was given, if you went with what you call cash money, paid for it, lock, stock, and barrel, don't pay taxes and watch them take it all. They can only tax you lawfully for services. They can't tax a free man's property. That's your first proof that you're not free. But that's also your punishment for not listening to what the prophet told you in 1913 and 14. And you didn't adhere to the law, you didn't carry it out, and now you're paying for it. Now we have to come and try to clean this mess up. Work that was already done. But we can't do it. You have to help us do it. You have to take responsibility for the enforcement of the United States Republic Constitution, which is your document.
As it relates to what we just discussed, what should a brother or sister right out here on the street, if we could tell them something about between this and the realities of what we're listening to?
The real deal is that they're not supposed to be paying any. Number one, they're not corporations.
What did Governor Romney mean when he said that corporations are people too?
We could raise taxes on people. That's not the way. Corporations are people, my friend. We can raise taxes on. Of course they are. Everything corporations earn ultimately goes to people. So, where do you think it goes? What? Whose pockets? Whose pockets? People's pockets. Okay, human beings, my friend.
Because they are. That was created. That's the straw that was created with the 14th Amendment when they closed the Freedmen's Bureau. That's where they registered Negro, blacks, and colors as Christian property, moved exactly like real estate. That's the double standard of law that our people keep talking, but they can't name it. You know, we keep talking about the dog and challenge, they can't name it, and so when we come together, we're always spewing emotions, but we don't have any cure because we don't know what's in operation. This tells you what's in operation. And when you know what's in operation, then you can produce stuff like this, because this is how you counter it. You counter it with knowledge. This is the IRS coming after the brother, right? And this is not only 1 year, then he responds to them in propria persona, flying his colors.
Would you say that this... That's
just an example.
That, would this entity
knowledge
saying that they're coming after him, the IRS,
yes.
Are we saying that it is the popes, the
yes,
Jesuits doing this?
It's the secret treaty of Verona in operation.
So the Jesuits and the papacy is coming after folk with the IRS.
That's it.
If you get a letter that says that you haven't paid your taxes and we would like to call you in for a meeting.
Exactly.
They are representatives of the papacy.
I do apologize. Just give me 1 minute. I just hope that I have this out anyway. I just hope I have this treaty up. See, because I'm traveling light, because I try to catch a lot of trains getting here. If I could just, you have the treaty rolling with you?
Actually, I don't, brother.
It's as an example. And just this ain't the treaty rolling, but as an example. when you're dealing with problems of people, and you're in a leader position, you have a responsibility to deal with real world politics, not with emotions. This is congressional records that will give you what? The original 20 sections to the original article of Amendment 13. Now read here Article 12 as an example. That's congressional rule.
The traffic, this is section 12.
Yes.
Basically, this is what we call Amendment 13.
Yes. Remember in the books now that they give our children, you only have two pieces.
Oh, yeah.
You only got two pieces.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, take this with you, Doc.
Oh, please, yeah, man. Because,
Because, I mean, we're constitutionalists, so...
Yeah, well, I carry this with me.
Oh, yes.
I carry the Constitution. I carry two Constitutions with me. And basically, the amendment is a very short piece.
Yes.
I mean, the 13th Amendment looked like that.
Yes.
Section 1, Section 2.
Yes. Now look.
But now, how many sections you say is here?
Here's the congressional records. Now this is back to the point, and this is what I'm saying to you: how our people are being educated, and they think they're being educated. That's social engineering, connotative linguistics. Now we're taking this. Now, as you can see, it's copied directly from the Congressional Globe. This is because people will say, "Oh man, y'all Moors making this stuff up." That's that Moorish thing, right? We deal with knowledge. Read that. Okay. Now read that yourself. No, read this.
Would it work?
Now
here's Amendment 13. I see that there are two sections here. Section 1, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, comma, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, comma, shall exist within the United States, comma, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2, Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. It appears, brother, what we are talking about here is that those are two sections in here.
Yes.
However, in reality, to this particular amendment, I count 20.
Yes.
20 sections, of which only 2 are here.
Yes.
Which means there are 18 things folk don't know.
What would happen with the general masses, right, when our people are talking about the social problems in our community, and then we bring up the facts that scholars know, it would appear that we're contradicting our brothers in the little clubs, the little Negro groups that are marching and praying and all this other stuff, and they think that we're countering them when we're really trying to bring their degrees up because information is being held back from them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Now read number 12.
Here's now, I gave 2. Brother shared this. This is section 12. That is what? 10 below the 2 I gave you.
Yes.
Okay. The trafficking slaves with Africa is hereby forever prohibited on pain of death and the forfeiture of all the rights and property of persons engaged therein, and the descendants of Africans shall not be citizens.
Now, does any of our people need to expatriate from some citizenship that never existed?
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't leave what you never were.
Exactly. Can they be so-called U.S. citizens and then be taxable under the U.S. codes?
They can't be if they're not citizens.
Oh. So what happens if you bring this argument to our people and they're caught in the emotional belief systems that are taught on the street corners and through these little Negro clubs? They'll be debating with you all day long, wouldn't they?
They would believe that you were telling untruth.
Exactly. Or I have
and
an
they would
opinion.
accuse you, you made this up.
Exactly. Now, here's a demonstration. Now, and I'd rather you do it because we're both constitutional. Because I'm sharing with you, really. You know, because we didn't get a chance to talk. You know, because we're always moving.
Yes. This is the first time you and I ever really got to sit down.
Because we're always rolling. Now, here's the Internal Revenue Service coming at a brother, and you see the exhibit because they're taking him to court, right? Now, here's his response. And he's flying his colors, and then there's the Internal Revenue's response to his response. Now, have you read it so you know it's not coming from me. This is here, back to Brother Sonetta, because we always rap and we talk about these things. You know, what is it with this sovereignty thing? You know, because when you're talking sovereignty, you're talking nationality. So let's talk about it in work, which means here's a demonstration of it in work. It ain't got to prove. You know, I say, I'm from Missouri. All right, here's evidence. I gave you one piece of evidence. Now I'm going to give you another piece of evidence to back that evidence up. Because the issue is status all over the world, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because the status determines a person's capacities and incapacities to exercise rights or claim of property in relation to third parties and the state. And if the identity is neutralized, then the status is dead. And when you're talking status, it equates in society with estate, one's capacity to make claims in relationship to property. Now, as a snippet, this is a standard letter from the IRS, and you can turn around for the camera to see it too.
You didn't file a Form 1040 tax return. And this is Exhibit IRS 1812.
And they're coming out, and this was not the only one because they're coming for a couple of years, but this is just one. Now, and this is his, and of course they follow up talking about what they're going to do.
And most folk get scared to death when they
Yes,
receive it.
and they're backing up talking about what they're going to do, you know, the old garnish, and they're going to determine, they're going to make up a thing for you and determine and charge you and lock your stuff up, you know, the usual thing.
Yes, yes.
This is his response. Now you read that, this is a response.
Okay, it says, to whom it may concern.
No, you got to come with the structure.
Okay.
Because in law, when you're talking sovereignty, you don't talk sovereignty, you're talking nationality, so you must fly your colors.
Flying your colors
Yes,
mean
that
those
means your
symbols
national
that
flag, your flag. In other words, because when you're not flying your colors, you're considered an abandoned ship. Because remember, when they're operating with the birth certificate and those other instruments, they're dealing with bottomry instruments, shipping, port, water, breakwater, you know, old birth, which they also talk about here, which you'll read, where they use the birth certificate, etc., in the congressional records. Now, so when you know, this is demonstrating when you know how you're supposed to structure things to counter their claim. Because they're claiming personam jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction, which is classification of law. So you must fly your colors, all right? Now, read and notice the structure of this.
Okay.
It's important because that deals with the activation of the sovereign right that you're talking about. It's all over the world.
The notice in law is sent via United States certified mail, number, then give number. From, and then list name, address, to whom it may concern, Department of Treasury, and then I asked her, Hosang L, going through that, received unsigned mailing dated May 21st, 2012, which is the first document.
Which is in reference to the suit that where
Right.
the IRS was coming
Okay.
out.
Okay. From a mysterious person in your agency, the mailing exhibit, date number, was received on the 24th day, May 2012. Notice, and then notice date, tax period. This mailing has no signature of a natural living person, which indicates an inducement to fraud. Please send me a complete and clear documentation signed by a natural living person exposing, explaining, revealing, and disclosing the actual and or implied relationship or relevance of your form. As of now, it is unclear to me who you are, what nation's constitution authorized your activities, and how can I recoup or reconvey my already lost, misgiven, misappropriated, and generally wrongfully forwarded monies. Bang, bang, bang. Same heading on top. Take notice that this correspondence, your mailing, and future correspondence will be published on the Moorish Nation publication website. Please send all further correspondences in care of. Notice to the agent is notice to the agent is notice to the principal. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. It's got a Moorish stamp. In good faith, trust, truth, and honor, I am. His signature, 5th day of May. CC's Honorable Eric Holder, Douglas Shulman, High Commissioner, United Nations, International Court of Justice, Vienna Convention, treaty violations, etc., Minister Taj Tariq Bey, Great Seal, National Association of Moorish Affairs. Enclosures. Copy of mailing from Internal Revenue Service, 4 pages. This is page 2
Now,
of 2.
this is their response to his response to their claim.
Okay, now this is dated July 24th, 2012. And this is
From the IRS.
we
Back to
received,
him.
yeah, Collection Operation Manager, and dated Stephanie Perry. Dear taxpayer, but still haven't identified.
Yeah.
Dear taxpayer,
Yeah.
thank you for corresponding to our inquiry about the above tax return. Based on your information, we agree that you aren't legally required to file a tax return for the above tax periods. We are taking no further action at this time, but may need to contact you again if other tax issues arise. You don't need to reply to this letter. If you have any questions about this letter, you may write to us at the address shown above, or you may call us at 00 individuals or 1-800-businesses. For non-case related questions, you can also check on our website at www.irs.gov. Sincerely yours, Stephanie Perry, Collection Operation Manager.
Now that's exercising. That's exercising nationality. In other words, corrective status, but that's also understanding this. So you're not dealing with emotion. You don't get no lawyer. You don't get nobody march, and you don't protest. If you're of a nation, you use national and international law. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why Obama signed rights of indigenous people when he came back. That's what we're supposed to be exercising. That's it in operation. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand
All right,
that.
I need you to
Now,
I understand
again,
that.
cross-examine the brother.
so when we're enforcing Constitution, that's enforcing Constitution. You understand why? Because we got treaty. Their obligation. Article 6 of Constitution. All debts and contracts entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be binding, not for, against the United States, under this Constitution as under the Confederation. And all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority thereof, what shall be the supreme law of the land. And if you don't have a nationality, you ain't forcing no treaty. See how simple that is? And this is in an operation, which means that ain't discussing opinion. That's demonstrating it. This is what we're trying to get our people to understand, so they don't keep looking at this emotionally, or like it's threatening their club, or it's different beliefs. It's not. This is world politics. And until our people learn the principles of civilization, which our forefathers founded, not them Europeans, then we're subject to the BS that we keep complaining about. But if we're going to start dealing with facts, then we can start getting some remedies. It's that simple. And it's still they're going to be resisting. But it doesn't mean that you can't win, does it?
That's right.
You see his thumbprint and the stamp, highest seal. Do you understand? And so when people keep saying, you know, and this is again where a lot of people, even Moors, misrepresent this information because they be trying to make people followers in clubs. It ain't a club, it's your birthright. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this doesn't matter what club you belong to, we're all one. And this is why you see even the brothers on the west side, et cetera, with all the so-called Indian tribes, everything. That's why you see them dissolving all the treaties with these frauds. And half of them with non-coke and all, and claim their bloodline, Moorish nationality, because that's where the law stands. In other words, our clubs, our little tribes, yes, but that's where we got divided with each other. That's why there's European rulers in our own land. You know what I'm saying? Because we got caught up in these little tribalisms. And thinking that we're going to be supreme. You can't. The sovereignty is not in the tribe. The sovereignty is in the nation, the mother nation. That is the collective nation. You know, and this is where we keep getting tricked. You know, and a lot of people that know these international law principles won't teach it because their little clubs will fall apart. Then they can't pilfer off their little follower guys. This is what Malcolm found out, because this thing is bigger than you think. That's why when we came down to that ballroom, you already knew what was up. Because there's nowhere to go. This is worldwide. Do you understand? Why do you think they closed the books? They killed King, he's 33-degree Mason. He knows. And what did Malcolm found out, just like many others? You know, they already had schedules for him, for Martin and other people like him, you know, to interject into the different so-called black groups and take credit for stuff that they're doing, just like people take the credit for the March to Washington. That's the Panthers.
So when you say King was a 33-degree Mason, was he a Mason of the Negroes, or was he like combined?
No. See, they have it separate.
Okay.
See, because there's still the black codes going on here. And they get to like 33 degrees, but there's 96. If you understand, there's still separation because they're still operating under the secret treaty of Verona. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we need to understand that. Which means our people, even when they mean some good, they're compromised. And it's not a criticism. It's just Accept where you are on the board. Let's work with our strengths. But know where you are. Know what you're playing. Know when you can't dribble. But you're still playing ball, so you got to go to your strengths.
And many of the things that the prophet has taught, Taj Tariq does not demonstrate. Let's just be clear.